So here's something to ponder. A monument in Kentucky is going to be removed after it's been up for 120 years. Basically, it's the same old thing. You have a statue of Confederate soldiers with Jefferson Davis standing on top of the monument. And that's horribly offensive to a particular race of people. So we have to tear down the historical monuments of our country and go either destroy them and throw them in the trash bin or just hide them off in some storage room because, well, it's just so offensive. And if you're offended, you have the right to remove whatever's offending you. So this thing's been on the University of Louisville campus since 1895. And basically, here's a few things from the article on the Microsoft website, which is repeating an Associated Press article. It's time for us to move this monument to a more appropriate place. Not where people can see it, but just so where it won't offend particular race of people. Ricky Jones, a professor of Pan-African Studies at the university, said he has been pushing for removal of the statue since he arrived at the university in the late 1990s. I don't guess there's any bias there. I can't tell you how happy I am, Jones said after the announcement Friday. I think this statue being on the campus is somewhat akin to flying the Confederate flag over the university's administration building. Jones wrote in a newspaper opinion piece last week that the statue is a towering granite and bronze eyesore, glorifying the nadir of America's past. So any depiction of a Confederate or Confederate flag or anything from the South needs to be destroyed and removed so that no one can see it and no one can be offended by it. That's the only obvious solution. Jones and Mayor Fisher noted that the university was much smaller when the statue was put up at the turn of the century, and the campus has developed around it. What you really mean to say there is there were hardly any blacks going to the college at the turn of the century, and the NAACP and all these other groups weren't in existence back then. It didn't have anything to do with slavery, and the monument has nothing to do with slavery. It's not glorifying slavery. There's no black person on their knees below these guys that are depicted. And they're not any black people, not any slaves, not any Africans down there in shackles looking up at their masters. University and city officials have been working on the removal for several weeks, and there was even construction equipment parked alongside the base of the monument on Friday during the announcement. Kentucky is the birthplace of both Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis, the only president of the Confederacy. I mean, if you're going to take down this monument, you might as well remove Andrew Jackson from the $20 bill and put Harriet Tubman on there. Andrew Jackson had hundreds of slaves. Oh, wait, that is what they're going to do. Well, back to this article, it says that both of these presidents, Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis, are honored in the state's Capitol rotunda with large statues. Well, we have to remove Jefferson Davis's statue because he was a slave owner. We got to get that out of the Capitol rotunda immediately because, God forbid, it offends anybody. Hey, I'm offended at crosses on top of churches. Maybe us atheists should band together and get all the crosses removed so that we don't have to see and be reminded of those horrible crusades and the inquisitions and the witch burnings and all that. I mean, that's a horrible, shameful piece of our past. Let's just get rid of the crosses. It solves everything. Following the Charleston church shootings, leaders from both political parties called for the removal of the Davis statue, but a state commission voted 7-2 not to remove it. So why don't we just rewrite the past? Yeah, let's just kind of get our erasers out and erase over what really happened so that no one will know. Remove all the physical evidence, the monuments, anything in government buildings, rewrite the textbooks and burn all the old textbooks. And, well, will act like it never happened, and that will improve race relations between blacks and whites. I'm sure of it.